If you own one of these drones right here, with a little bit of work, you will soon be able to fly over people. And yes, it's going to require a little bit of paperwork, but the FAA just made it a lot easier. So what do you need? Well, first and foremost, you will need to submit a waiver request to the FAA. Is it going to take time? Absolutely. Is it going to be as daunting as before? Well, it shouldn't. See, the FAA denied 97% of operations over people waivers in the past, but then they realized that there have been no accidents that happen with current waiver holders. And then they also realized that the risk involved with this type of activity, flying over people, doesn't really match the provisions of the current waiver. Now you're going to say, but Greg, what about those category 1, 2, 3, 4 that you teach in the course? Well, yeah, that was a good idea on paper, but the reality is there are no Cat 2, no Cat 4 approved after all these years, and there's only one Category 3, the EB. And there's a handful of Category 1 drones, but most of them are really not suitable for Part 107 work. So now what? Well, the FAA wants to make it easier for people to comply. How? By making it easier to get a waiver. And I can hear you already. Why can't they just change the rules? Well, the short answer is it's going to take a lot more time to do that. Now, doing a little bit of data analysis, the FAA found out that the #1 risk with operations over people is what you would expect: lacerations from moving propellers. And the other risk is collision with manned aircraft. So here's the recipe. In order to fly over people with your drone, as long as they are less than 3.5 pounds, 1,587 grams. First, you need to submit a waiver. I mentioned that already. That's required. None of this happens without a waiver. And yes, you will need to answer all the questions that the FAA is asking for that specific waiver. Now, for your waiver to be approved, you also need to have these things, prop guards. That's going to take care of the laceration issue I just mentioned. Second, you will also need to have an anti-collision light on your drone, making it visible during the day from 1 statute mile. Now, that's going to help reduce the risk of collision with manned aircraft. Third, you also need to have a visual observer for the entire time during the operation. Check. Fourth, you'll need to comply with remote ID. Well, at this stage, that's a given. Standard or module actually doesn't matter. Also, one more requirement that only applies if your drone is more than 0.88 pounds. That's 399 grams for those that prefer sensical units of measurement. Well, at this stage, the requirement is to have an ASTM-approved parachute. And yes, I said 399 grams, not the 250-gram limit that you hear all the time. Less than 399 grams covers the following drones with prop guards: the DJI Mini series, all of them, the paired NFE and the NFE Thermal, the Autel Nano right here, and then also the DJI Avata 2, which I don't have on my desk right now. And of course, this also covers any sub 250-gram drone aircraft that has prop guards. As I said, if it's over 399 grams, you also need to have an ASTM parachute. That's your DJI Air and Mavic series, your Autel Lite, your Evo 2 series like this one, the paired NFE AI, Skydio 2, Skydio X2, and even the Phantom 4 Pro V2, the DJI FPV, and the original Avata, the Avata 1. Now, there are a few issues. Not all drones that I just mentioned have an approved ASTM parachute available, at least yet. Like the Mavic 3 from DJI, for example. The Mavic 3 Enterprise has it, but not the original Mavic 3, any of the consumer side of the Mavic 3. Also, another issue is, well, putting a parachute on an FPV drone is going to limit how you can fly it. Not a whole lot of very unusual attitude with that drone. Now you might be asking, how do I submit one of those waivers? Well, you'll need to do that through the FAA Drone Zone website. And you'll need to download the FAA documentation that's going to help you to fill out the waiver application. Now be sure to answer all of the questions in your application. The fact that it is easier to answer does not mean that you can actually cut corners. Once you have it all done and approved, then you are going to receive a waiver from the FAA that is going to allow you to fly over people without actually a specific location limitation. And also, you're going to be able to do this for the next several years. So you'll be able to do several types of mission as long as you follow all of the provisions on your waiver. And be sure to read your waiver for any kind of additional restriction. And that's it. Best of luck, and we'll see you in the next video.